was in there, and so was Mark Lasky, number 63, and Clemens really didn't have much of a chance to do anything.
Boy, they're just so sound defensively. Eric Renke, good quickness, trying to rush the passer. Clemens, who's trying to just get outside of containment, trying to buy some time for trying to make a play downfield. Renke and Lasky and people are just all over the field. They are relentless defense.
2nd down and 16, 2:45 to play in the game. North Hills leads at 21-0. Pass complete to the 40-yard line, short of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. The pass out there to John Villela. Villela is a junior, 5'10", 165 pounds. T.J. Schmidt made the tackle, but a penalty against Mount Lebanon. Been that kind of night.
No, it really has. Ever since it ended the first half, when Greg Morris made a lot of big plays running the football, and then a touchdown pass to Hitchcock that brought him a 7-0 lead at the half. It's been all North Hills. When they got that 7-0 lead at second half, it's been all downhill for North Hills.
That pass completion of 14 yards will be negated on the penalty.
On the white. 2nd down.
The holding takes the football all the way back to the 14-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down. And they pretty much have to go to Green Tree to get a first down here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, you got to give a lot of credit to Art Walker and his job he's done with that football team. Come from behind victory last week in the playoffs, and they held North Hills to 14 points in the game they played a couple of weeks ago. An outstanding football team just ran into a great one tonight.
2nd down and 28. Slant over the middle. It is caught, and a good, tough catch over the middle. Greg Morris, the quarterback, supplied the hit on Matt Smith.
Boy, and Doug Dickman from the inside linebacker, also makes the hit as well. When you're throwing a football right down the middle, he takes a couple of pops right now. Here comes Doug Dickman from the inside. 3rd
down and long. Clements will scramble. Breaks one tackle, gets to the 31-yard line, and he'll be about 10 yards shy of the first down as the clock runs down to 1 minute and 30 seconds to play. Tim Redshaw makes the tackle. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 180 pounds. 4th down and 10. Girella's Gorillas.
Roy Girella was around here, I think, yesterday, and I think some of his fan club is still left.
With 1:32 to play in the football game, the score, North Hills 21, Mount Lebanon nothing. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
There have been dramatic changes in transmission design, and marriage with computer technology has changed the way they're repaired. Scuro Transmission has kept pace with these changes and offers expert service, as it has for 40 years, to thousands of satisfied customers. Scuro employs the largest staff of trained technicians in the area, and their combined knowledge assures you the best service available. Check the yellow pages for our 6 locations. High-tech design has changed transmission repair, and at Scuro, we're ready for it.
There's something special cooking at Eden Park. Always has been.
The WPIAL retains all rights of this broadcast. The telecast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of WTAE TV's audience. Any recording or reproduction of the broadcast is expressly prohibited without prior written consent of the WPIAL. 4th down, 10 yards to go. Mount Lebanon goes for it, firing on the run. The pass is caught on the far sideline. Very near a first down. Prunzik makes the catch. T.J. Schmidt the hit. Prunzik is really taking some shots, Jack. He's tough.
Boy, he is quite the competitor. He's running that hook pattern. He knows he's going to get belted right near the sideline. Right when the ball gets there, here comes T.J. Schmidt. Takes his legs right out from underneath him. He got the first down. That's a big league play by Dan Prunzik, knowing exactly where he had to go to get the first down.
Remember, these kids are running around. T.J. Schmidt playing both ways. A lot of them play both ways. Tough, hard-hitting football game. Clements now 8 of 16, 51 yards. They get the first down. They're at their own 42. Clements fires deep, and it is caught. Prunzik has got the football at the 34-yard line. and he gets out of bounds. So Dan Prunzik coming up with some big catches now.
And a good throw by Scott Clemens to Dan Prunzik. At the end of this play, you see number 84, Chris Caesar, come underneath, trying to make the interception. The ball goes right by Caesar. Prunzik makes the catch. Outstanding throw by Clemens.
Minute 15 remaining. Prunzik now 5 catches for 59 yards. Pat Smith in motion. Intercepted at the 31-yard line. Dave Helen with the interception. Trying to hit the receiver underneath, and Dave Helen, a senior linebacker, makes the interception.
Well, this is a great interception by Helen, who's made a lot of good plays. Diving, he ends up being the receiver on the play. It's a low pass. We'll look at it again. Helen goes down for it, catches it in his hands right here. Outstanding man-to-man coverage by Helen, who's made a lot of big plays. And here comes the Gatorade.
Oh, Gatorade on Jack McCurry. Look out. Hey, if it's good enough for the New York Giants, it's good enough for the North Hills Indians. 54 seconds to play. First down and 10. Got some backup folks in the game now.
After that Gatorade, I just hope nobody starts writing books from North Hills.
That's right. Remember what happened to the Giants this year, boys and girls. That's Jeff Bender in a quarterback, number 12. The clock is running. 35 seconds to play. North Hills will go 13-0. Thanks to our producer, Tim Kiley, did a great job lining all this up. Our director is Bobby Watt. Michael Fowler has been our associate director, assistant director, here in the broadcast booth. Field producer, Dan Henninger. 13 seconds to play. That should be the last play of this ball game and this season. We will watch North Hills celebrate the WPIAL Quad A Championship. Art Walker, his last high school game.
And you got to give credit to both teams. North Hills had the pressure on them from day one, being rated #1 by USA Today, the #1 team in the country. Took that reputation with them through every game, came back, and they won this one very badly after being tied the first time 2 years ago, then getting beat last year 7-6, and now I think they were just a determined football team that had that resolve that they were going to win it this year, and they were just a dominant football team throughout the course of the season.
A nice touch on the field like hockey in the Stanley Cup playoffs as the players go by and shake hands with each other, forming a single file line as they go by. There you see it.
And Mount Lebanon has nothing to be ashamed about. People like Brad Barton and George Fector on defense. Scott Clemens trying to move the team downfield, even down 21-0. And Dan Prunzik was just trying to make big plays all evening for Mount Lebanon, breaking tackles. So, you know, Western Pennsylvania has a reputation of great football, and these two teams sure demonstrated that this evening.
A disheartening loss a year ago for North Hills, losing to Gateway 7-6 in the championship game. But this time, with a 21-0 victory, they led or left no doubts. With us now is the head coach of the undefeated North Hills Indians, the champions of the Quad A division of WPIAL, Jack McCurry. First of all, Jack, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was a hell of a ball game tonight.
Your first touchdown drive, you only completed the one pass, the touchdown pass, but it was all set up on pass action by Greg Morris.
We tried to set that up. We were trying to hit the flat and let him work there, and eventually we got the one deep for the touchdown.
Jack, do you think that Mount Lebanon was keying on all the other running backs? It seemed like Greg Morris was the guy who made a lot of key plays running with the football on those sweeps.
Well, we felt that the way their ends were containing, that he would come down there and he'd read it and he'd turn up in if he could find the yardage. And when the hash marks are close together like this, it favors a running quarterback.
Jack, about quarter and a half, you had 47 yards rushing on 20 carries. Then your touchdown drive. Were you at all concerned about that? Were you waiting for Mount Lebanon to overcommit to the run before you went to the sprint out actions?
Well, we were very conservative at the beginning, and I think that was my fault. I should have opened up early, but once we did open it up, we moved their defensive backs off the ball a little bit, and that helped the running game.
When you took that 7-0 lead in at halftime, what did you tell your football team at halftime? You think we had it won at that point?
If we play 2 quarters the way we all have all year, the game is ours.
Jack, I've got to ask you this also. Everybody looks at North Hills as the all-powerful, and yet people tend to forget you lost this very same game a year ago, so you had certainly something to gain this year and something to prove.
Well, we had something to prove to a lot of people. You know, we were highly rated last year and we lost. We wanted to come this year and show everybody the type of caliber and the program that we have at North Hills.
Do you have mixed emotions at this point? You lose so many great football players.
Well, I'm just happy for them. We have some good football players back. We might be back next year.
Jack, when I talked you up at your place this week, it seemed like you were just quietly very confident in your football team.
We were very confident going into tonight's ball game. We felt if we could just stay away from the turnovers that we could win the game.
Jack, thanks very much for being with us. On behalf of both Jack and myself, congratulations. A magnificent season, a magnificent defense. Congratulations on a victory well-earned and well-deserved.
Thank you very much.
Jack McCurry, the head coach of the North Hills Indians. So perhaps no one is surprised by the outcome of it. Really, the late touchdown after the fumble recovery was exactly what it had been in the regular season, Jack, at 14-0.
Well, I think the way this football team played, I think the way they pounded the football, and when they did go to that play action, you saw people wide open downfield because they run the football so effectively with so many different people. And Morris is the key to that whole thing. Even though he does not throw the football all that much, the way they were running the ball around the corners and the sweeps, well, that's when you set up play-action passes, and those play-action passes went for touchdowns and wide-open receivers downfield.
Well, a couple of items, Jack, certainly indicative of the way the game was played. Time of possession, North Hills, 27.5 minutes, and Mount Lebanon, 17.5 minutes. Some individual statistics, and certainly the offensive player of the game was quarterback Greg Morris. Passing 3 out of 4, 48 yards, passed for 2 touchdowns, 1 to Hitchcock and 1 to Caesar. And Morris also rushed for 105 yards on 19 carries, rushed for a touchdown himself. And North Hills overall, 193 yards rushing, 48 passing, 241 overall.
There's no question they did it offensively, but also unsung heroes on defense, guys who quietly had big games. Guys like Doug Dickman, who made a lot of key plays, played a solid football game. Dave Helen came up with an interception at the end of the game, also played well. Besides the people who obviously are great football players like Eric Renke and people like that. But there's no weakness on that football team at all, defensively or offensively, and they played that way this evening.
One of those great defensive players with us, one of the outstanding players for North Hills, Gary Gorojeski is with us now. Gary's a senior, 6'4", 235 pounds. Gary, that loss last year to Gateway, did that serve as the motivating factor for you guys this year for the entire season?
Yes, it did. It really got us fired up for this year's game. We just came out and played the best we can, and we came out on top.
Gary, because you already played Mount Lebanon once and already had beaten them, do you think you were at a disadvantage playing them in the championship game?
Excuse me?
I said because you already played Mount Lebanon one time and already beat them 14-0, did you feel that maybe you were at a disadvantage playing them again here for the championship?
I can't understand you.
All right, Gary, having played Mount Lebanon in the regular season and beating them 14-0, did you feel like they knew you so well it might be a disadvantage playing them again in the championship game?
Yeah, because they know about our offense and our defense, and they played us pretty tough, and we just were the better team.
Were you guys at all concerned when you only had the 7-0 lead at the half, or did you feel like you would wear them down like you did last time?
Yes.
All right, Gary, thank you very much for being with us. Congratulations on your championship. Gary Gorojeski, a senior tackle, playing some offense and some defense. We want to talk about Art Walker. Introduced him at a Curbstone Coaches Luncheon earlier in the year, Jack, and we really talk about how kids get involved in football at an early age. Certainly there are Pee-wee leagues and little leagues and so on and so forth, but certainly, and I'm sure you've experienced the same thing, whether you're going to like football or not like football is pretty much based on your junior high and high school coaches, and Art Walker has turned out not only a lot of good football players, but a lot of good kids in the 21 years he's coached.
I think he's got to be awfully proud of his program at Mount Lebanon. When I went out this week to interview Art Walker and talk to some of his players, they were all keyed up for this game. They thought they had a chance to pull off the upset. They knew North Hills was going to be the team that was going to be favored. They thought they could open the football game up against North Hills, widen it out a little bit, and try to throw the football downfield. It just did not work. North Hills had the better football team on both sides of the football.
And one of the reasons they had a better football team on both sides of the football is Eric Renke, starting end and linebacker. Eric, first of all, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much.
have to ask you about having beaten Mount Lebanon once, 14-0. Did you change all that much? It seemed that Mount Lebanon ran a lot of motion against you guys trying to get Brunswick free. Was your game plan pretty much the same as it was during the regular season?
No, I think they switched their offense around a lot during the regular season. During the regular season, they were more of a pro set team more than anything else. They went a lot more to the wishbone tonight. They tried to establish a power running game to get Brunswick free. However, though, we stopped that at the beginning of the game and took that away as an option, and I think that's why we were able to contain Brunswick later on.
Eric, we know what a great linebacker you are. Tell me about the play where you caught that pass out in the flat.
That's my anniversary of my last catch. It was just a simple flat pass, no big deal, and Greg made a nice throw, and I was rather surprised to catch it more than anything else.
No doubt, Eric, you'll be a linebacker in college, but you will be a great one, and thank you very much for being with us. Again, congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much.
Eric Reinke, a tremendous football player and a great linebacker. Jack, good working with you again. Enjoyed it.
Well, I really enjoyed doing the high school game. It's a championship, and two of the best teams in a WPIAL Quad A, and I just felt that I knew it would be a good game for the first half, but then North Hills just kind of took control in the second half, and a credit to their whole football team, and they had a great year, and my congratulations to both teams.
All right, the final score once again. North Hills wins the Quad A championship, beating Mount Lebanon 21-0. For Jack Cam and our entire broadcast crew here at Three River Stadium, this is Stan Savran saying thank you very much for watching, and until next time, so long, everybody.
American people who work in that industry.